Attention passionate Green Bay Packers fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Green Bay Packers' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Green Bay Packers fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Green Bay Packers fans. Let's get to the news now, folks. It's a thrill to be here talking about the Green Bay Packers, a team that's always in the thick of things, always fighting, always trying to find that elusive edge to get back to Super Bowl glory. And right now, in this moment of the NFL season, there's a lot of buzz around some intriguing developments in the backfield, particularly involving a player who's been fighting to carve out a spot in this team's future plans. That player is none other than running back Marshawn Lloyd. Now, Lloyd is a name that has been on the radar since he entered the league, but his journey in Green Bay has been anything but straightforward. Coming into his second year with the Packers, Lloyd was seen as a promising young talent, a guy with potential to be a key piece in their offensive puzzle. But injuries and circumstances have kept him from truly showing what he can do, and that's where things get interesting. You see, Lloyd suffered a hamstring injury in the preseason that kept him out of the first 4 games of the season. That's a tough break for any player, especially a young running back trying to make an impression. But what's even more challenging is that his rookie season was plagued with injuries as well, making it difficult for him to find any consistency or rhythm. He was drafted last year out of USC, a school that's produced a lot of NFL talent, and Lloyd showed flashes of brilliance there, rushing for 820 yards and 9 touchdowns in his single season with the Trojans. But in the NFL, it's a whole different ballgame, and Lloyd has only managed to carry the ball 6 times since being drafted, which tells you just how crowded and competitive the Packers' backfield has been. And yet, despite these setbacks, Lloyd remains a player to watch. Why? Because he's still young, still talented, and the Packers, like any team, are always looking for ways to improve and adapt. Now, here's where things get interesting for Green Bay fans. While Lloyd has been somewhat in the shadows, the Packers might be eyeing a potential trade move, especially with the recent developments in the AFC, specifically involving the Los Angeles Chargers. The Chargers, who have been dealing with their own set of injuries at running back, recently placed Hampton on injured reserve after he suffered an ankle injury. Hampton, a rookie out of North Carolina, had been on fire earlier in the season, rushing for 128 yards and a touchdown in Week 4, and showing flashes of being a real playmaker. But his injury has left a significant void in the Chargers' backfield, and that's where this story gets even more intriguing. Now, Hampton was a first-round pick in last year's draft, the 22nd overall selection, and he had been expected to be a key contributor for Los Angeles. His role increased after Najee Harris suffered a season-ending Achilles injury in Week 3, so Hampton was on track to become a pivotal part of their rushing attack. He was performing well, averaging 3.79 yards after contact this season, which ranks him among the top in the league. Unfortunately, an ankle injury ended his promising run, and now the Chargers are faced with a dilemma. They've got Hassan Haskins, a Michigan product who played under Jim Harbaugh, but Haskins has only averaged 3.0 yards per carry over 4 seasons, so they're clearly on the lookout for an upgrade. This is where Lloyd might step into the picture. While he hasn't had much opportunity to showcase his skills in the NFL yet, his college production and contact efficiency at USC suggest that he has the tools to thrive in the right system. During his time at USC, Lloyd was a highly productive back, and according to Pro Football Focus, he averaged nearly 4 yards per contact, which indicates his ability to break tackles and find those extra yards. That kind of contact skill might be exactly what the Chargers are looking for right now, especially since they're ranking just 26th in rushing attempts this season and need a spark in their ground game. Of course, Lloyd hasn't been activated from injured reserve yet, and he's not an immediate solution to the Chargers' problems. But once he gets healthy, he could be a valuable insurance policy, a player who can step in and provide a boost to a rushing attack that's been somewhat stagnant. And here's the twist: the Packers, who are always on the lookout for ways to strengthen their roster, might see an opportunity to capitalize on this situation. If Green Bay can send Lloyd to Los Angeles, they might be able to shed a player who just hasn't panned out in Green Bay, while gaining a draft pick or some other value in return. It's a classic NFL move: Team A needs help, Team B has a player that might fit perfectly, and both sides stand to benefit. Now, it's important to remember that Lloyd's potential in Green Bay remains tied to his health and his ability to get back into game shape. Coming off injury, he's not an immediate starter, but the Packers could see a future for him if he shows progress. They're always looking ahead, always planning for the long term, and maybe this is a chance to make a strategic move for their future. Meanwhile, the Chargers are desperately seeking a spark in their rushing game, especially after losing Hampton and with Haskins not quite filling that role. The NFL is all about these kinds of strategic decisions, and Lloyd's name might be the next piece moving on the trade block. Looking at the bigger picture, the Packers' backfield has been somewhat of a patchwork this season. With Josh Jacobs leading the rushing attempts, but with flashes of inconsistency, the team has been searching for that complementary piece that can take some pressure off the passing game. And with the recent struggles of some players in the league, it's not out of the realm of possibility that Green Bay could see Lloyd as a valuable asset down the line. The organization has shown a willingness to develop young talent and to make shrewd moves when opportunities arise. And right now, with Lloyd still on IR, the door might be open for a trade that benefits both sides. But beyond just the potential trade, what does this mean for the Packers and their season? Well, it highlights a couple of key themes. First, it underscores the importance of depth in the NFL, especially at a position as physically demanding as running back. Injuries are part of the game, and having the right insurance policy can make all the difference in whether a team makes a deep playoff run or not. The Packers have a talented core, but adding a player like Lloyd once he's healthy could give them more options and flexibility. Second, it shows how the NFL's business side is always buzzing behind the scenes, with teams constantly assessing their roster and looking for ways to improve, even during the season. And let's not forget, this isn't just about one player or one team. It's about the broader NFC North, a division that's been fiercely competitive this year. The Detroit Lions have been strong, the Minnesota Vikings are always lurking, and the Chicago Bears are trying to find their footing. For the Packers, making smart moves now could be the difference between fighting for a playoff spot or falling behind early. It's about positioning themselves for the long haul, setting up a roster that can compete not just in the short term but for years to come. So, what should we expect moving forward? Well, we'll need to keep an eye on Lloyd's health and whether the Packers decide to make a move. If he's activated soon and starts getting some reps in practice, that could signal that the team is considering trading him or giving him a chance to prove himself on the field. On the flip side, if the Packers hold on to him and he gets healthy, we might see him in action in a few weeks, potentially adding a new dimension to their offense. And for the Chargers, they're clearly looking for solutions, and Lloyd could be a player to keep in mind if they decide to pursue a trade. All of this just adds another layer of intrigue to this NFL season, especially for Green Bay fans who are always looking for signs of a resurgence, signs that their team is on the upswing and ready to contend. The Packers have a rich history of making savvy moves, of finding overlooked talent, and of rallying when it matters most. This situation with Lloyd, the Chargers, and the shifting dynamics at the running back position is just another chapter in that ongoing story. It's a testament to how every game, every injury, and every opportunity can alter the course of a team's season. And in Green Bay, the hope remains that this is just another step toward returning to the top. As always, the fans here are passionate, knowledgeable, and hungry for success. Every move, every game, every play matters. And with the trade deadline approaching, the excitement will only build. Will Lloyd be part of a new team soon? Could the Packers make a strategic move to strengthen their roster? That's what we're all waiting to find out. And remember, in the NFL, nothing is ever set in stone. The season is still young, and there's plenty of football left to play. The Packers are resilient, they're determined, and they're always looking for that edge. Whether it's through developing a player like Lloyd, making a trade, or simply trusting their existing core, they're in the fight and they're not backing down. So, stay tuned, Green Bay fans. Keep your eyes on your team because the coming weeks could bring some exciting developments. And no matter what, remember that your team's history is filled with moments of resilience and comeback stories. The Packers are a franchise built on that spirit, and this season is no different. The road to another Super Bowl is never easy, but with the passion, the talent, and the strategic moves, the Green Bay Packers always have a shot. And I'll be right here, bringing you every update, every twist and turn, as the season unfolds. Trust me, this story isn't over yet, and the best is yet to come. And now, Green Bay Packers fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Green Bay Packers. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Green Bay Packers news.